When this guy made his payment at the shop, he casually tapped his hand on the scanner, and to the cashier's surprise, the payment went through, leaving him stunned. What he didn't know was that the guy had a tiny chip implanted in his hand called an RFID chip, and it works in a way similar to a credit card, just with more features. The chip is inserted with a small injection and sits just under the skin, which is later programmed using a phone. After that, it's like having a hidden superpower with which you can unlock doors, make payments, and even open your car doors.
Shalom. First, let's start off by giving all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai, Ba'ashim, Kakadash. Double honor to teachers, elders, and apostles of great millstone, likewise, brothers, but not this truth. Faithfully here to see feeding the sheep and dear brothers and sisters tuning in. Shalom. Today's lesson's title, Therefore, they shall not profit this people at all, said the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai. Now, you saw in that opening clip, of things to come, but, it was done in a way to basically glamorize accepting, the technical advancement of this man, Esau the Edomite, the so-called white man, where you will get an implantable chip that is going to give you the ability to basically open doors, make transactions, and just do a whole lot of things. Now, we're not fooled by this man, because we know that this is part of prophecy. And while a lot of people will look at it as revolutionary, we see this as the closing curtain or the closing call for Esau's kingdom. Let's start off our first book here. This is the book of 1 Peter 5:8. It reads, Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. We're sober. When you think about the word sober, and we can look in the ordinary dictionary, and you look at the second meaning of it, serious, sensible, and solemn. And it even gives you a example, a sober view of life. So basically, we're not looking at this as this is a benefit to us. We're looking at it as this is this man exalting himself, trying to set himself up as the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. In fact, let's go to 2 Corinthians 2:11. It reads, Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Now, they've been building up everybody, to, use digital payment. You have the WhatsApp, the Cash Apps. You have PayPal, Google Pay, credit card, all these things, which we all use, along with paper money. And we can see right now as talks have been going about, and brothers bring out the lessons concerning, the technocracy that they're bringing about, this digital age, 6G, which right now they're building these data centers all across the earth. To bring in, what is going to be part of their new world order, in which they will have 100% surveillance on everybody. And if you're not in compliance of their desires, you will not be a part of it, which is going to lead to what? Death for many people. In fact, let's go into Jeremiah 23 and start verse 21. Now, you see these four characters there. And for those of you who've been in the faith long enough, you can see who they represent. Each character in this, little clip that I created represent one of those major Hebrew Israelite camps that are out there that have lots of followers. And they all have one thing in common. They're constantly in the spirit of mirth. That is a trait that they all share. The true men of the Lord also share a single trait. We are not in the house of mirth. We're in the house of solemn. So when you're in the house of solemn, you don't view Esau's new technical gadget as, ooh, it's so revolutionary. You view it as death. This is Jeremiah 23, verse 21. It reads, I have not sent these prophets, yet they ran. I have not spoken to them, yet they prophesied. But if they had stood in my counsel and had caused my people to hear my words, then they should have turned them away from their evil way and from the evil of their doings. They don't. Everything is about these guys. How much views they get, how much money given to them, and we know that they have the bank accounts of their, their audience or their members, basically extortion. Okay. If they don't give, they put out their secrets out there, for the world to hear or see. All right. And these men are all about exalting themselves. These men are all about how they appear to the world. So they're not concerned about letting our people know of their transgression against the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, the evil things that they do. They're encouraging Jakes them to take the charagma, okay, which we know is the MOTB. They just like how they encouraged Jakes to take the job a few years ago, just to buy themselves a few more years. Now look at the economic downfall of Great Babylon, America now. So it didn't do any good. They had no fate. Continuing says, "Am I a power at hand, said the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, and not power afar off? Can any hide himself in secret places that I should not see him? Said the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. Do not I fill the heaven and earth, said the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai." So he sees all these things. So they may walk out their pumps and stands, ride on a horse and wear a crown and have all these exotic titles, and you have, our people who basically, they'll worship anything. They'll worship anything. They're impressed by anything. That's the thing about Jakes. Jakes are impressed by anything. You drop a couple coins on the ground, oh my goodness, he loaded. He's a don. So our people are simple like that, man. And these guys, they take advantage of that. They're not prophets that the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai sent to warn our people, okay, of a judgment that he's going to bring upon the entire earth, okay? They want to participate in it. In fact, let's go to Ecclesiastes 7:4. It reads, "The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth." That's why you have their Passover so festive and dancing and rap competition and I was going to put up some of their videos and stuff like that, but we've seen enough of it. You understand, okay? You understand, and if the truth is going to be in you, the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai is going to put it in you. If it's not, then he didn't want you to have it to begin with. Okay, let's go to Matthew 15, down verse 14 reads, let them alone. They be blind leaders of the blind. And if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch. 503, they have a .org page, website, filming in 8K. They are very passive aggressive in their way of speaking against the so-called white man. God, we don't hate you. God hates you. No, I hate your ass, Esau. You crackers, you white son of a bitch who hung our people from tree and rape our women and kids. I hate you. You can take that to your bank. I hate your ass. See, I said it. The Most High hates you too. And the Son hates you. See, we're not passive aggressive. It is what it is. See, but they're like that because they want to be a world friendly Hebrew Israelite camp. Well, we're not. We weren't sent to be world friendly. In fact, let's talk about what happens when you go into that ditch. This is the book of Revelation 14, verse 6 reads, "And I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach upon them that dwell on the earth, and to every nation and kindred and tongue and people, everybody, everyone, saying with a loud voice, fear, power, and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made the heaven and the earth and the sea and the fountains of water." Not Esau the Edomite, the so-called white man. He's the basis of man. So here it is. This gospel is letting all the nations, all the tribes on this earth, doesn't matter if you're Asian, African, or you from the Middle East, doesn't matter. This gospel is preached for everyone to hear it, to understand there is only one power, okay? And the judgment that you're going to receive is coming from him. It's not the so-called white man. It says, "And there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she had made all nations drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication." People believe in the bullshit, man. People believe in the bullshit of this place. They now starting to kind of get an understanding this place is wicked, but they still believe in it. People are still flocking to come over here. They still believe in it because this is the one place you can come and you don't have to be in order. because this place is out of order. Nothing is in order here. So if you're living in China, Japan, Australia, or you living in Africa or the Middle East or whatever case like that, and they have order over there and you don't like order, you come to America, Great Babylon, America, and you can be exactly what the hell you want to be. A little fucking demon. That's this place. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, that RFID microchip, okay, which they call it the miracle thing, or they call it the brain chip, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of power, which is poured out without mixture in the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Meaning what? You're going to die in nuclear fire. The Lord is not going to show no mercy at all. At all. He's not going to hold back. You don't want that kind of power after you. Okay? And it says, and the smoke of their torment ascended forever and ever, and they shall have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of power and the faith of a Mashiach. Okay? In later chapters of it talks about those who takes this mark, who takes this RFID microchip, how sick they got. Their skin's falling off. They look like they basically have, a super version of HIV or AIDS, and it's and there's no cure for it. That's part of the judgment. And these men are not preaching about that. So far, something as light as the juice, the jump juice or the C19 juice, they convinced a lot of you to take that. They didn't preach against it because they didn't want the channels taken down. They didn't want to, not be able to be non-profit. They didn't want no hate. So the Lord didn't send them. In fact, let's close over the book of Jeremiah 23 and 32. And it reads, behold, I am against them that prophesy false dreams. Oh yeah, America ain't gonna be destroyed. Why don't you go buy those land and screw the white man? We can just get our own land and make our own city. Come on, man. History is showing you. You can't. This is Esau's world. We can never defeat the white man. We can't. We never will. This is his blessing. Esau is the brother of Jacob. His blessing was a sword. If one thing Esau, the so-called white man, knows how to do is he knows how to kill. Okay? We're shepherds, man. We're actually called lambs or sheeps. Okay? You think a sheep can go up against a hunter? Come on. Think about it, Jake. Behold, I'm against them that prophesy false dreams, said the Lord Yahweh Shemashai, and do tell them, and cause my people to err by their lies and by their lightness. Yet I sent them not, nor commanded them. You make light of everything. Oh, if you take the microchip, all you have to do is just take a knife and get it out of your hand. I open up, okay, that the Lord said he sees everything that he creates. He sees everything. So you don't think he saw that you took that? So you can just, oh, well, I'll take it and I can buy food and I can live and all that stuff. And then when the time comes, I'll just take it out. And then I can present myself to the Most High Yahweh Shemashai and say, you see, I didn't take it. Yeah, you did. Okay, you can know. All right? Niggas, man. Therefore, they should not profit this people at all, said the Lord Yahweh Shemashai. See? And that's the title of the lesson. They're not going to profit them. What is a profit? What is profit? When you think of the word profit, and it spells it the way it's spelled in just plain English, Profit. If I invest, I expect to get a return. That's profit. So you people are investing your time into these clowns, and there's nothing in return for you except what? Death. Them and you are going to fall into the ditch, which is death. You're all going to take it because you have no wisdom, and you're all going to die. Lord willing, the lack was that Father close by giving all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh, Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, Shalom.